We're joined now by Texas Tech head coach Chris Beard and student athletes Jarrett Culver and Norin Zodiace. Coach, we'll ask you to open things up with a statement, then we'll take some questions first for the student athletes. Coach.
First, I just want to congratulate Virginia basketball and Coach Bennett and tell them how much respect we have for their program. The game was everything we thought it would be. Thought it would come down to one last possession, and it did in regulation. And then in overtime, it just got away from us a little bit. But nothing but respect for their program, their coaches, their players, their fans. I thought it was a great national championship game. In terms of our players, I've never been more proud of a team that I've coached. I think what these guys have accomplished this year, Big 12 championship, Final Four, national championship game, we'll graduate all 5 seniors here in a couple months, and these guys will go on to be great pros and fathers and husbands, and just never been more proud of a group. A lot of emotion in our locker room right now, and it's real. Just guys that care about the guy next to them. So, but this is life, and we'll bounce back. In terms of Texas Tech basketball, we're not going anywhere. We'll be back in this tournament sooner than later, and we intend to be a part of college basketball as we build the program.
We'll take questions for the student athletes. If you have a question for Jarrett or Norins, please raise your hand. Let's start to the right of the aisle toward the back with Reed, then we'll move up to Dan.
This question's for Norins. Norins, I guess just in that last couple minutes, I guess just what were you thinking when you got that block and then made those 2 free throws that put you guys up 68-65?
I thought we were up 3. We needed to stop to win the game. They came down, hit a 3, tied the game. So.
In the front of the room on the right side, Dan.
Yeah, Dan Wolken, USA Today. Jarrett, what kind of challenge did you have tonight being guarded by Hunter for a lot of the game? And then on the last possession of regulation, were you thinking 3 the whole way there?
He's a great player, athletic. He played me well tonight. And, I just got the switch. I saw opening and shot the shot.
Continuing with questions for the student athletes from Texas Tech. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll go back to Reed in the back on the right.
Jared, I guess when you guys went to overtime, did you feel like you had momentum going into that? And I guess what was the mentality going into overtime?
Yeah, we felt like we had momentum because we came back from about 10. So we for sure felt like we had momentum, and our mindset was just a 5-minute games. We've been prepared for it. We practice it every day. So, we just didn't come out on top tonight.
Continuing with questions for Norins or Jarrett. If you have one, please raise your hand. You want to follow Reed?
Norins, I guess just for you, what do you feel the story is of this team? I know it's a little time removed from it, but what do you want this story to be for this team?
Resilience and toughness, everything we are as a team. It took a lot to get here. We've been through a lot together. Total new team, 1 year, and to get here, it took a lot of guts, and I'm proud of our team for that, but it doesn't feel good at all right now.
Continuing with questions for the Texas Tech student athletes, if there are any, please raise your hand. Toward the center of the room.
Choice Woodman, Double T 97.3 in Lubbock. Jarrett, did we see you play your last game tonight as a Red Raider, or is that decision still to be made?
That decision's still to be made. All season I just focus on my team and, try to win the national championship, so I haven't thought about that any. But now that the season's over, I'll take time with my family and coach and consider my future.
Continuing with questions for Jarrett and Norins, if there are any. Any final question for the student athletes from Texas Tech? We'd like to thank Norins and Jarrett for joining us here in the main interview room. They're going to head back to the locker room and join their teammates. Congratulations, fellas, on a great season and a great run. First question for Coach Beard. Please raise your hand if you have one. Let's go up front to the right. Dan.
Chris, hi, Dan Wolken, USA Today. I just want to kind of go through the last sequence. Hunter made that 3 in the corner to tie the game at the end of regulation. It looked like I saw you motioning. Were you trying to say no threes there? You made a motion to your team. Were you trying to say no threes?
When we were on offense or defense?
You guys were on defense.
Yeah, we work on that every day in practice. 3-point lead. We don't want to give up a three. So, but I trust my players. We work on it every single day. I'll have to go back and watch the film. It looked like some dribble penetration, maybe baseline, and a really good pass. So, but yeah, in that situation, with a 3-point lead and less than a shot clock left, we're trying to play really sound defense with 3 objectives: no 3-point shots, no and ones, and we got to secure the defensive rebound. We just came up a little bit short, but give Virginia credit. You know, they are a really, really good team. So much poise, and just have a lot of respect for them.
If you have a question for Coach Beard, please raise your hand. There's one in the back of the room toward the center. We'll use that back right microphone.
Travis Hines, NBC Sports. Chris, it looked like you stopped to talk to a couple of your guys before they walked off the floor. What was your message to them after the game there?
Just, man. Whew. Just told them I loved them. And, you know, our relationship's just getting started. I'll be at those guys' weddings one day, and hopefully when their kids get born, and do everything I can to talk them out of getting into coaching so they don't ever feel like this. But, you know, I just love those guys.
If you have a question for Coach Beard, please raise your hand. Center of the room, left of the aisle.
Coach, on the last Virginia possession of regulation, did you consider fouling at all up 3?
I think there was 22 seconds left, a little early. We've got some calls. Give Virginia credit. You know, if they would have come down and run like a kind of a more deliberate possession like they normally do, we would have fouled up top. We've got some signals. We were ready for that. But to me, they got real aggressive and didn't have a chance to do that. So, again, we were prepared for that. We work on it every day, and I trust my players. You know, I'll always be a guy that trusts players.
In the center of the room.
Ben Golan with Red Raider Sports. Coach, Kyler Edwards, for a freshman, hit some big shots tonight. How good was he, and how bright is his future moving forward?
Yeah, Kyler's been one of our best shooters all year long. Tonight he played a no-turnover game, which was huge. And he was just real competitive on defense. You know, I'm sure he made some mistakes like everybody does and did tonight, but he was dialed in. The stage wasn't too big for him, so I was proud of the young guy tonight. He's a good shooter.
Up front to the right of the aisle, we're going to use that front left microphone. Paul.
Paul Woody, Richmond Times-Dispatch. Coach, DeAndre Hunter had 5 points at halftime. He was 1 for 8 from the field. Finished with a career-high 27. Did he find another gear in the second half, you think? Was he just very difficult to stop?
Yeah, without watching the film yet, I would say twofold. We did have some defensive lapses. But you got to give him a lot of credit. They ISO'd him, and he hit just a lot of tough shots. Matt Mooney's an all Big 12 defensive player. We had Matt on him. We put Jarrett Culver's length on him a little bit. So I'd say a combination of 2 things. We would like to have some of those plays back. But more importantly, I'd give him a lot of credit. He hit tough shots. I mean, he's a pro. We could have scrambled him and ran at him a little bit more. And, you know, it might be a coaching mistake. But we were dialed in. We knew who he was. He just hit a lot of tough shots.
If you have a question for Coach Beard, please raise your hand. Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin Brockway, CNHI, Indiana Sports. Coach, you started 0 for 8 from the field, and then both Edwards and Brandon Francis kind of hit some shots to get you back in. How big was his contribution off the bench tonight?
Edwards? Yeah. Well, Brandon's one of our best players. He's basically like a starter for us. Brandon and I decided to put him in this 6-man role at the first of the year. He said, Coach, whatever it takes to win, but I've always thought you should bring one of your best players off the bench. And so Brandon's done a great job sparking us, but he's basically a starter for us. Early in the game, you know, we tried to simulate the pack line help, the Virginia defense, but in one-day prep it was difficult. The first of the game, we just couldn't get anywhere, so we made an adjustment with our offense and started, you know, basically getting some 3-point shots to get us back in the game. But their defense was as good as advertised. It's very, very difficult to score against.
On the right side of the room, Jim.
Coach, Jimroop with Westwood One News. Earlier this week, you were talking about balance and family and faith, and your texting thank yous that you have the team do from time to time, just to kind of center them and keep their humility, I guess. And because you can't have a bad day, you said, when you're thankful. So right now, how would you help them process this, and to where does your thanks go today?
We just continue to tell these guys what we've always told them. You know, like college basketball is the best education I think you can get. You know, it teaches you how to get along with people and how to work for a goal and how to handle success and how to handle really, really tough times, which we're experiencing right now. But, you know, it's just a great opportunity to learn from and to get even tougher. When you hear the mental toughness part about our program, it's real. We believe in it. And so this is just another time to get mentally tough. You know, we'll start recruiting tomorrow. Sure, the returning players will take a couple days off per NCAA rules, and we'll get back to work. Then our seniors, you know, we'll start with the pro process of basketball and finishing up their degrees. So, but I just told the guys tonight, it's pretty simple, man. I love you. Thank you. And our relationship's just getting started.
This will be the final question for Coach Beard, center of the room. Blair?
Blair Kirkhoff with the Kansas City Star. Chris, how limited was Tariq tonight?
I mean, he had a severe high ankle sprain. These ones where some guys are out for 2 or 3 weeks. So in the normal basketball season, he would not have played tonight. Tariq's a no-excuse guy. You're not going to hear this from his camp, but I'll proudly tell anyone that wants to know the guy's a warrior. I think it was just adrenaline that let him get back in the game the other night, and then after the game it swelled up. Our trainer, Chris Williams, did a great job, worked tirelessly around the clock. We put him in his own hotel room so Morrow could get some sleep. Then Chris set the alarm every 2 hours trying to get the swelling down. Really didn't practice or anything today, and then literally kind of warmed up in the locker room. You know, and then took the pain shot and then went out there and tried to play the best he could. So nothing but respect for Tariq. Most guys wouldn't even try, but he's just a warrior. So thankful for him being a part of Tech basketball, what he did in his 1 year as a grad transfer. Our leader in so many ways. I love Tariq. I appreciate everything he did. And tonight was a great example of how tough that kid is. And I think he's a pro. I think he could play at the highest level because I know what's in his heart. And I know what he's all about, and he's a winner.
Coach, we want to thank you for joining us here all week.
Thank you.